People often ask the question, well, what's the answer to Africa's problems? What's going to end the poverty? What's going to end disease? What's going to stop the wars that are going on in Africa? Well, it's programs and initiatives just like ABI. And a gift to this program is important not just to the business incubator startup, that's important, but also to the young people that will be in this program. My name is Paul Chinchin. I'm the president of African Bible Colleges. We operate universities in Liberia and in Uganda and in Malawi. And we're very excited to be partnering with a group of young business people from Japan in a business incubator initiative called ABI.
The famous saying goes, give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach him to fish and you feed him for a lifetime. Well, here at the ABI project team, we believe that you will in fact feed him and those around him for a lifetime. With your help, it is our goal to create a business incubator in Africa by August of 2016 named African Business Institute, or ABI. It will offer a one-year business degree that will mentor, educate, and help fund young entrepreneurs as they start their own businesses. But we also want to make sure it is much more than just that. It is true that our goal is to create successful business leaders, but it is just as importantly our goal to create business leaders who will be known for their integrity, morals, and values. And launching ABI as part of African Bible Colleges group, I think, provides the perfect combination for just this. In many African regions, an even moderately successful business can easily feed 20 to 30 families through direct employment. It can also positively impact the lives of hundreds, if not thousands, in and around the community in various indirect ways. What Africa needs is business leaders whose ultimate purpose in business is not the enriching of pockets, but the enriching of lives, who truly believe that, as the Bible says, it is better to give than to receive.
I'm convinced that this is what Africa needs today. The economy in Africa is booming like almost nowhere else in the world. If you look at the economies in Europe or here in the United States, we're still struggling to come out of 10 years of recession. The World Bank recently did an analysis of the top 20 fastest growing economies in the world. 11 of those 20 countries were all in Africa. And so it's true, Africa is genuinely the world's next economic frontier. And my feeling is, well, who better to lead that charge than sharp, switched on, well-educated young Christian businessmen?
Through my career in banking, I have always been aware, through numbers, that Africa is indeed the next economic success story in the making. But it was only after I visited Africa that I truly realized that it's indeed full of business potential. So much of what we take for granted here in Japan, or in the United States or Europe, simply doesn't exist in Africa. And this means, in many cases, that in Africa, business innovation is less about the creation of new business ideas and more about the adapting of existing products and services into an African context. And this is a skill that is much easier to teach, much easier to scale. And when you look at Africa with that in mind, you begin seeing business opportunity in every marketplace, in every street corner.
Just imagine a young person who's finished university and then being given 1 year in this ABI track. Within 1 year, they'll have started and running their own business, and very successfully, with people like Jun Shiomitsu alongside of them. And this is what the young people in Africa are begging for. That's life-changing for that young person. It's life-changing for their family. It's life-changing for people in that country. That's what countries like Uganda, countries like Malawi, countries like Liberia need right now. Successful businessmen that are taught to do it well, do it properly.
Teaching in Africa, I have always been overwhelmed by the sheer demand in business education.
Thank you very much for teaching us. I'm so excited that he's been teaching us a lot and we really benefited from his class.
Mr. June, to be with us, teach us this wonderful topic on finances.
You prepare for 25 and you get 45. You prepare for 45 and you get 65. This year, the finale of the 2-week business and entrepreneurship course that I taught in Africa was a grand business idea competition. And what really amazed me was that some of the ideas that came up, although admittedly rough around the edges, were almost investable if they had been given enough time to develop. And I thought to myself, if they could come up with this in 2 weeks, what if we had given them an entire year of training?
We've been producing Christian leaders in Africa for the past 40 years. Some of the most prominent leaders in Malawi and in Liberia have come out of African Bible colleges. The head of Navigators is Sam Banda, one of our ABC graduates. The head of Veritas College in Malawi is an ABC graduate called Dr. Davison Chifungo. But the point is that African Bible College, even though we're in the leadership training business, our graduates and our students are missing a very important element. We don't have a business program. ABI will help fill that gap.
ABI will offer a one-year business program, carefully designed to balance both the academic and practical aspects of starting a business.
I have tremendous confidence in this program because I know the person who started. Jun Shiomitsu is a good friend of mine. Jun knows international business very well. Jun knows corporate banking very well. Jun knows how to make things happen and get things done. But most importantly is Jun has made very important sacrifices, very real commitments to this ABI program. And so I couldn't pick a better person that I would have more confidence in to run a successful business incubator program in Africa than Jun Shiomitsu.
I believe that every opportunity to serve is a gift from God, and the right people to serve with is something that makes that gift very, very special. I am humbled and grateful to be able to work alongside Paul Chin-Chen on this. It's not very often that you get to meet someone as positive and inspiring as Paul. But just as importantly, Paul has lived half of his life in Africa. He knows Africa by heart, and he knows what will succeed there and what won't. And in a region where connections can often mean everything, Paul has developed a close network of friends and supporters in the worlds of academia, business, government, and law. And it is because Paul is on board that I can confidently and in good conscience ask you for your support.
Well, thank you for your interest in the ABI program. We appreciate you being a part of this Africa Business Initiative, and we're very excited to get started on this program with Jun Shiomitsu and his team of young business professionals in Japan. We'll be starting the program in Uganda, and then hopefully moving soon after that to Malawi and also to our campus in Liberia. But we can't do this alone. We need help from friends overseas, friends in Europe, friends in Asia, friends in the United States.
The challenges ahead are not small. Our team here in Tokyo is looking for good lecturers, good on-the-ground staff, and good students. And we cannot do this without your help. By the beginning of 2016, we need to raise a minimum of $250,000 US in order to set up and run ABI for the first 2 years. I would personally like to ask you for your financial support and for your help in spreading the word. So thank you for watching this video, and thank you for your prayers and support.
Thank you very much for considering assisting with this program.